Welcome, everyone. I'm Lexi Overton, and this is your weekly mindset training call to make your best week ever. We're just going to give a couple of more minutes to let people join in. You will need your calendar for the week and something to write with to jot down some notes. So you might want to be grabbing that while we just wait just about a minute more for more people to join. Tonight, we're talking about managing our time. So managing time is all about managing yourself. How do we beat procrastination, avoid distractions, and get the big things done that we want to do? We have been talking about that you have to have new empowering beliefs. That's what mindset work is all about. But equally as important is for you to stop doing things that are sabotaging your success. So tonight, I'm briefly going to talk about 4 main reasons for self-sabotage. And the first is just waiting for perfection before you take action. You want to have everything completely in place and just the right way before you actually take action. And that's really not the way to do it. If you have a to-do list and there's things that you need to get done, the best thing to do is just jump in and do it now. When you do the work, then you get the energy. So think about every single time you've ever had to complete a project or you do something on your list that needs to get done that you've been resisting. When you actually complete it, there's a release of energy that happens. So get the energy, take the action. The second way we self-sabotage is just having lack of structure. Many people don't have a strategic plan or vision for their life. If you work with me, then you know that mind mapping is all about creating a vision for your life. You have to have and create strategies that are going to propel you forward to where you want to be and to be who you want to become. So planning promotes focus. It creates structure. Planning increases performance. It helps us to know what obstacles and challenges might be there. And it stimulates creativity and it will save you time and energy. So having some type of structure, some vision of what you're creating is very important. The third way that we sabotage ourselves is not having focus. And we talked about this a few weeks ago in one of our mindset calls, how important that having focus helps you to have a purposeful action in your week. The research shows us that 40% of the day, 47% of the day, almost half of the time, our mind wanders. And on top of a wandering mind, science is now showing that on average, a person is spending 2 hours in distraction during the workday. So every 11 minutes, we are interrupted, and it takes the mind 25 minutes to truly refocus on the work we were doing before we were interrupted. So we have to be in a war against distraction. And finally, the last way sabotage happens is having a lack of respect for time. Success is created by consistent practice of simple fundamentals. And high achievers are very meticulous about their time. They protect their time, they protect their energy, and they protect their focus. I know as a lawyer, it seems like our attention can be distracted in so many different ways, and we're running to put out different fires. But the fact is, if we feel like things are out of control or we don't know where the time goes, it's because we're allowing our focus to be taken. So you have to start to create focus. And one of the secrets is to work in blocks of time. So you have to allow some time for creativity to come forward. Be the master of your time. Allow in time for deep concentration, then a period of time where you just get to pull back from it and renew. This is sort of what we're doing in our meditation that we do on Wednesdays in our Facebook group. But you really need to be building in those little blocks of time to renew and refresh the mind. So if you can look at your work week and see the tasks that are the big tasks that are coming up on your schedule and say, okay, I'm going to create a focused amount of time to work on this let's say one case. I'm going to focus for an hour in on this. I'm going to have no interruptions. Then you need to give yourself about 10 minutes. Give your mind a break. Do a meditation or a mindfulness practice, or focus on your breathing. Something where you can just let go for 10 minutes so that you can be clear again to work in a cycle. So it's really about scheduling your focus, scheduling your energy, and scheduling your time. All the best practices in my life go into a schedule, from my daily mindset practice to working in exercise to working in time when I want to write, time I'm working on something in a case. If I don't schedule it, it's not going to happen. So there is something that's important for building in work, scheduling, and cycles into your day, into your week. And so that's what we're going to do right now. I want you to take just a minute, and we're going to think of two things. We've been working, because it's the beginning of the year, and this is the time when we're usually trying to bring in and create new things into our lives. So you may have some bigger goals that are overreaching, let's say for the year, some things that you're trying to create, whether it's on a personal level or professional level. And if that's true, I want you to just for a moment to reflect on those. So whether it's bringing in more business, or it's creating an exercise routine, whatever it may be, that's just goals that you have that are just overreaching in your life right now. Great. Just wanted to bring those to your awareness. And now I want you to take a look at your week that's ahead of you. Reflect and look over the days and note any big tasks that are ahead of you for this week, or anything that you want to put into the week that you want to create. I'm going to give you about a minute or so just to look at your calendars, to reflect, maybe write down some of the things that are bigger projects. Perfect. So we're just bringing everything into our awareness so that we can allow ourselves the space to create what we want. So I invite you now just to close your eyes and to be seated in a comfortable position. And just take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's do that again, a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to bring your awareness to the body. Just scan your body, starting at the top of your head and just going down the spine, all the way down until you go into the legs and into the feet. And what you're doing is just being a witness to what's here. If there's any tension, notice too any feelings that you have after just looking at your week. Any tension or anxiety anywhere in the body. We're just witnessing, bringing into our awareness what is here. Great. And just imagine that you can use your breath. And what you're going to do is on the in breath, any place that you felt tension or you felt like where anxiety may hit you. So maybe sometimes it's in the upper shoulders or in the back or in the gut. I want you to take a deep breath in and pull up that energy and breathe out, breathing it out just as you could just let go and release. When we become aware of what's physically connected to us, it's easy to just release it with the breath. And we're going to do that again. And anywhere in your body that you're feeling any tension with your in-breath, just be where you can breathe into that space. And on the out-breath again, just releasing tension. Just do a few breaths like that. Perfect. Now I just want you to bring into awareness into your mind's eye, with your eyes still closed, I want you to imagine the week that you just looked over, and I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you could see, starting with tomorrow morning, that the week unfolds just the way that you want it to. You could work in the way that you want, that anything that's challenging during the week goes smoothly, just the way it would be absolutely perfect. I'm going to allow you a couple of minutes just to visualize using your five senses, seeing yourself in your week and everything going just the way you want it to be. Be very detailed. In just a minute more, we're going to wrap up the vision of you just walking through your week, seeing everything just as you want it to be. And with your eyes closed, I want you to ask yourself the question, what are 3 things that I could do on a daily basis? And maybe the things are different on each day, but you'll come to that if that's true. But at least 3 things that you could do that would help for you to be in the place where things could go the way that you want them to this week. And we're not gonna overthink. We're just gonna be in silence. When we ask a question and we allow the mind the space to respond, you intuitively know what it is or the inspired actions that you can take to be in alignment with what you want to create. So just a moment, allow yourself to have the answer come in. What are 3 things that you could do on a daily basis that would help you create this being the best week ever? And I invite you to write those 3 things down. And I'm going to give you a moment to reflect if there's something that you need to do on a particular day because of something that you want to focus on one day this week that might be different than the 3 things you just wrote down. Just allow yourself to reflect on that. and write down anything else that comes up. All right, and now we're going to take a focused look at your week. I want you to try to create some of these blocks of time where you can have focused concentration. You're going to make a commitment to yourself not to be distracted. You have to tell your staff you're not taking calls for 1 hour. That's, messages can be taken. No, not to be interrupted. Make a promise not to look at email. But the times where you need to build in some focused attention structure into your schedule. And I say you should find that at least once each day. And what I want you to do is to mark out where you could block that. I think about 45 minutes, 50 minutes is a good focus block of time for the mind. And then you need about 5 to 10 minutes of a break before you start again. So look at your schedule. If you don't have it in front of it, just think about what your schedule is looking like this week and what days and how can you create some focused time that you can commit that you're not going to be interrupted, and it's going to be your time to really create what you need to, no matter what you're working on. Build the time into your schedule. And as you do this, I want you to think of the way that you're going to allow yourself a moment break to renew. And that won't be by checking your email or your text messages. It needs to be, even if it's for a minute of just focus of following your breath, something that you're going to build in at the end of that focused concentration, just so that you can be really impactful for the next thing that you do. There's a 10-minute meditation you can download in our Facebook group. Great. So the key to this is to honor your commitment to yourself. Try it. See what it feels like to have a focused period of time to work on really what you want to create in the day. And at the end of the day, take a little assessment of how did that feel? Did you keep your commitment? What stopped you from it? What allowed you to have your focus distracted? And review for the next day and try to create, again, a focused time, knowing purposely what you're creating. I hope you all have a great, purposeful, focused week.